Hi, I'm coming to you live from my beautiful river retreat again. It's another gorgeous sunny day in the Pacific Northwest. Today, I want to just talk a little bit about performance. What message do you live with in regards to performance? Maybe it's something like, if anything's worth doing, it's worth doing right. And perhaps you have received a message in your life about performance of, if you can't do something right, don't do it at all. What message do you carry in yourself about performance? Maybe it's, I must always do my best. There are many messages we can carry with us in regards to that. Performance is something that can be like being on a hamster wheel, where we constantly call ourselves up to a level of busyness that may or may not be right for us, that may or may not be in tune with what we see as right and balanced for our life. Some people get going and it's almost like spinning plates, like the old vaudeville guy, where you just get all your plates in a row and try to keep them all spinning. And what ends up happening is you end up getting really burned out and really stressed out. How can you break free of this performance message? What standard are you holding yourself to, and whose standard are you holding yourself to? When it comes to living our lives based on what we do and our performance, we can either get to a place where we're always constantly running and going and doing and busy. And sometimes we can bring ourselves to a place of what I call overwhelm inertia, where we just don't do anything because we figure if we can't do it right, or if we can't do it well or perfectly, then you don't do it at all. And then some things we pick up that we're interested in and we want to explore, and yet we beat ourselves with these performance messages, and it takes all the joy out of these interests and experiences that we want to have. Today I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to dare to be average. I'm not going to ask you to be the best that you can be or be all that you can be. Today I just want to challenge you to dare to be average. You know, if you watch a movie, there may be the main stars, the big name main stars, and yet they could not do their job. They could not convey the message that they're conveying without the background actors, without the supporting actors. Those actors are willing to play an average role because they recognize that it's still important and adds to the overall picture or overall movie. And the same thing is true about your life too. There are times when we can be totally rockin' awesome at whatever it is that we're approaching. And that energizes us and inspires us. And yet there are other times when we hold ourselves to an expectation of being super great at something or having to do it just right. And then we either don't enjoy it, we do it and it's a chore and it saps us of our energy, or we just don't do it at all. And we rob ourselves of different experiences. And also, when we dare to be average, we can really be there to help others shine. And that can be really joyful as well and energizing. And it's okay to be good enough. You are good enough and then some. You don't have to be perfect. You don't always have to get it right. You are good enough and then some, just as you are. Just baseline average. You are good enough and then some. So I encourage you to figure out and identify what your performance message is and whether it is actually in line with your beliefs and values. And then I also encourage you to practice being average and just see how that feels. See how it feels to move more easily through your life without always requiring yourself to live up to some standard that may not be realistic for you. Honor yourself. Honor where you're at mentally. Honor where you're at physically. Honor where you're at energetically and spiritually. And decide what's right for you. And don't beat yourself up. You don't need to beat yourself up and keep yourself going on that hamster wheel. You can choose to step off and say, I'm okay. And that's okay. Don't have to be great. Sometimes you are. Lots of times you are rocking great. It's okay to be average and okay. Even at your most baseline okay, you are enough and then some. And so am I. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in and watching, or watching the video. Thanks a lot. Ooh, big bird going over.